Did I scare you getting onto your ship?
No, I knew it was you. That's all. I was recording and I was like, there's that.
Oh, I'm in a video. Hi, Mom.
Yo, my Star Citizens and Noob Gamers. Welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen with me, Menix. And in today's episode, I'm going to be doing some mining. I'm going to do a guide, a loose guide, should I say, for new players that are looking into mining and explaining my mining method and what I call point and click mining. I spoke to somebody the other day on our Discord channel and he was talking about looking for Quantanium and whether that's what he wanted to specifically do, I don't know. But my advice to him was, if you're new to mining, don't worry too much about the science of mining. Just get your ship. If you can, and with this guide, change your mining head and add some modules, which I'll show you to do. But then just go out to the space station and just point and click mine and don't look too much into the science of it. So we hope you like this video, guys. If you do like this video, don't forget to take that point and tickle the like button for us. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe notification as always for more videos. And we've just hit 4,000 subs. Absolutely loving every single one of you guys. You've actually made it really good for us on this channel. The community is amazing. So yeah, also I'm going to do a quick shameless plug for my new channel. As many of you probably might know, I don't just do YouTube. It's not my living. My living is I own a recording studio and I have a channel for my recording studio which I'm trying to build up. But I've also started a new one called No Nonsense Music Tips, which is just tips for people in the music business, mixing, mastering, production, stuff like that. I've been doing it for 30 years and I thought it's time to put a channel together to get some knowledge. So any of you guys out there that are into making music, mixing, mastering, stuff like that, go and check it out. There's going to be a link in the description. And if you look at our other pages, it's in there as well. So yeah, just quickly shameless plug, guys. But I want YouTube to be one of my main things that I do and having to plug these things. So yeah, so we hope you like the page as well, guys, for those of you that are interested in that stuff. So let's get into this one, guys. So what you got to do, guys, you got to go down to the refinery. Make sure you've called your prospector, but you've not retrieved it. So it's still in the hangar. It's still put away, but you've actually done the first call, the one where there's the arrow pointing down, not the arrow pointing to the left. And then you can access it then for its upgrades. And what we're going to do is go down to the refinery. Up there is where we're going to refine the materials. But here's where you can buy your mining heads and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is, what you'll do is, I've already bought mine, so I don't need to buy another one. But you're going to come here, go to categories, you can go to utilities. And we go to mining module, mining laser heads here. And there's a few different ones, so have a look at what you might like. But for me, for a new player, look at this Helix one here. It's a lot of money, so if you can't afford it, you will have to do smaller rocks to begin with your normal one that you've got. But if you try and get to the 100 grand to get this, and this will then give you an optimum range of 15, maximum range of 45. Its laser power is 630 to 3150 and 1850 for the extraction power. And you can have 2 slots, so you can have 2 modules on this. It's going to give you minus 30 resistance, so minus 30 resistance on the rock percent, and the inert materials minus 30% inert materials going to come through. And the optimal charge size window is going to shrink by 40%. But we're going to counter that with the modules we put on it. What we're looking at here is the power of the laser. So if we've got a 630 to a 1350, and then you have something like the M1 Lancet, you see the difference. Massive difference there. And then the optimal charge window shrinks by 60% on that. But the charge rate is faster. So have a look at what you would like over time, but don't worry about it too much as a new player. If you can afford this one, I'd say this one's going to be the better one for you until you understand more about powers and stuff like that. In my personal opinion, this one is the better one. You get 2 slots for it, and I'll show you that in a minute. So you get that, and then I'll show you how to put that on. And then what we're going to go to is modules. And there's 2 types of modules. You've got passive and aggressive. You've got passive and active. A passive one means that it will always be on, and an active one is something like like a... Let's have a look. Have we got any active ones here? Oh, no. Didn't want to buy that, but there we go. It's 60 grand spent. I'll sell that off later on. So this rhyme one here. So it's an active one. And it's going to give you shatter damage minus 10%, mining laser power 85% up. It lasts 20 seconds and you're going to get 10 uses of it. Once your 10 uses are done, you have to get another one. So, and they're a lot cheaper, you see, 1.9k rather than the ones, the other ones are like, the passive ones are like 18k, 12k, 4k. And this Brent one again, I think is this Brent one here is an active one, yeah. And this one will push up your power by 135%. So it depends on what you want. What I've bought is, I bought the filter module, which filters out inert materials by 23%, and the extraction laser power is up by 90%. I think I've got the, I don't know if I've got the extra large one. And I've also got the Focus 2 module, I think it is. I'll have a look in a minute. And that brings the optimal charge window back up by 37%. So where it was shrunk with the mining head, it's up with this. And the laser power is up as well by 90%. So your laser power is going up to like nearly 6,000 almost with that. And then you've got this Focus 3. Again, so this is passive, 95% laser and optimal charge window, 40%. I don't know if I've got the 3. If not, I'm going to buy that now. So let me just check that, see what I've got. So to put them on, you go to your ship here, down in here. I'm going to pick the ship from the side here. If it has the red lock on it, it's either you've got it in the garage, you've already called it, or it's not on this planet, or wherever you're at. So we go to utilities. So I've got the sub-focus, so I've got the Focus 3, and I've got this one, the XLR thing. And so the XLR one is 25% plus on your optimal charge window size, minus 6% on inert materials, and extraction laser is 95%, so extra power. And so I've just gone for passive ones rather than active ones. I'd prefer just the passive ones. I'm not a big mining person, so I'm not too up on most, like, I've not owned my skills in properly just yet to be looking at other stuff. But as a beginner, this is perfect, the way we can work this, and I'll show you that. And just to show you there, just in case you don't know how to change them. Back to that. Once we go here on the utilities, when you want to change something, you'll click it. Say if I was going to change that one to that one, I would click it and then click the save changes here. But I don't want to do that, so I want this one on. And I'll show you where they are on the ship when we what's it called? Now, the ones that you can buy, the active ones that you can buy, if you bring a tractor beam along with you on your side, I don't know if I've got one. If not, if you haven't got one, buy one from here. And with the tractor beam on your side, let me just grab a bottle of drink. You can change the modules out, so you can take a couple of modules with you. So if you know you're going to be on a long haul, then you could take the modules with you. Take a drink. And one thing they don't sell here is the bags, and I'll explain the bags with you in a minute. So they don't do the bags. Like they do the external fuel tanks, but they don't do the bags. Bigger bags. Also, the other thing I'll talk about is gadgets. So you have these gadgets here, and these are handheld things that you'll put on the back of you or in your ship and then grab it. And what you do is you can attach these to the rock, and they will give you extra bonuses as well. So the laser instability is down by -35. Optimal charge window is up by 100%, so doubling your charge window. And -30% on the rate, so it's a bit slower on your rate, but you've got a bigger window to keep it in. And you can grab these and put them on the rock, and then you've got to adjust them. As a learner, if you are watching this and you're a learner, I wouldn't worry about them too much. There is videos on them, and I will do a more a guide where we use one of them. But for now, what I'm looking at or concentrating on here is new players and getting into mining. And the reason I want you to change your mining head is because the mining head that comes with the Prospector is not that good. It's unstable. So it's very unstable. So let's go and get our ship out. And when I say unstable, I'll show you what I mean with the way that the charge bounces around too much. So if you've got a charge window that's small, it'll bounce too much in and out of it, and you won't be able to focus it on it. So let's do this.
Welcome to the aUEC vehicle retrieval system.
Prospector.
Your vehicle has been delivered. Visit us again.
And so this is what I would suggest for new players. Don't worry about too much about the rocks and places and the science behind it all. What you need to do is just go for the tier 1 and the tier 2 stuff. Some people don't even go for the tier 2 stuff, but I do because most stuff will have a lot of it in, so it's just better to refine it because it's still decent money. You can get 25 grand for your Quantanium if you get that, but that's unstable and you need to get it back fast. You're looking at 7 grand for the tier 1 for the 3 top tier 1 ones, and you're looking at around 3 grand to 2 grand for the tier 2 stuff, and then 300 for each unit of the tier 3 stuff. So I don't concentrate on the tier 3 stuff, even though we collect it. I don't refine it, and we'll talk about that in a second. So when you want to change your mining heads and mining lasers and stuff like that, let me show you that quick. What you would do is you'd have your tractor beam on you, and you would pull this laser out, and you can use your tractor beam to pull the laser off and pull out the modules and then change them modules. So that's how you do that, basically. I know I can't show you because I don't have a tractor beam and I'm not changing my laser head, but that's where you would change your modules there. And when I mean change, I mean the modules, the active modules. Once you've used them and they've no use left, then that's what I'm on about changing. The other ones you would change in your F1, if you go to your F1 and you ship that way. Turn ship on.
Starting pre-flight protocols.
Request takeoff.
All systems operation quest and clearance.
So for new players, this here is your volatile cargo light. When you've got Quantanium in your thing, you've got a timer that will come up on your screen, and it used to be 15 minutes. I think it's gone up to 20 now, and this will start changing colour and beeping the closer you get to that time being done. And once it gets to that time, your material becomes inert materials and useless. So for new players, this is what I suggest. Even for intermediate players, this is what I suggest. Is to come out here. Be careful coming out because you have space debris lying around. And then straight away, we'll just look around and we'll just scan. Keep hold of V and then let go. We'll just scan. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for where the rocks are. and then just start pushing up to the rocks, basically.
Thank you, and please visit again.
So we've got to get out of the noise and start heading over there, I think. So let's do that. And as we start pushing out, we'll start getting some hits on boxes like this here, this one here. If you don't see the boxes, there seems to be a bug at the moment where you don't see the boxes, you just see these like dots. Clusters of dots like that, like this one. And what we'll do is we'll just head towards them. We'll just keep scanning. So we've got this. No, I won't go back to them ones. See if we can push into more rocks down here, maybe. So there's one there, 13. We'll start heading towards that one. So we put our marker over it. That's a signature of 1817. You can see that here. So there's different signatures. I'll put a link in the site. I'll put a link in the description, sorry, of different signatures and what you could be looking out for if I can find it. But there is some sort of science to that. But if it's whole numbers, generally it's going to be scrap. I say scrap, I mean in salvage, that you use a salvage ship for. So let's keep going forward. And you see that little triangle that's just come up? We're aiming at that because that's going to be the rock. And you'll get multiple rocks. So what we're going to do is come off that now and just pull out the mining laser by pressing M. And as we get closer, we'll discuss the stuff. So we're just going to look for this rock now. If we have to, we'll just roll our mouse down to get a more accurate scanning. And there's the rock there. That one. It's not the big one, there's a small one just in front of the big one. There. So watch your speed coming in. I've definitely done that many a time, smashed into them. And so you have different colours on these rocks. This one's a purple. If it's purple, it means you can hoover it up straight away. If it's not purple and it's got yellow around it, you have to break it up. So we'll go into this one and we're going to get the mining laser out and this will tell us what it is, the competition and all that. Also, it is a yellow one, actually. And it's got 45% laranite and 48% titanium. Let me look at the prices of that. So what we're looking at here is it's got some titanium in, which we don't really care about, and it's got some laranite in. So the laranite is 3,000 per unit. So that's what we're going to be looking at, concentrating on. And we'll go through. I'll show you this as we go along. So the laranite. So there's 24 SCU. So 10 SCU of that is going to be laranite, and 10 is going to be titanium, and the titanium is worth about 500. So we could, if you wanted to, you could. It's still $5,000, but that's up to you if you want to take the time. Because when you refine it, it's going to take more time, and is that time worth it? So, and when you know, do you want to be moving that stuff along? So first things first, let's have a quick look at this. So we've got all this, and this is your modules, the passive ones we've got, which is going to, in green, is going to give you a bigger window. So this is your optimal charge window. So that's gone up by 40% because of this. And then the laser power is going to be down by 5%. And then we've got the extraction rate is going to be down by 5%, but the optimal charge window on this one is up 25%, so another 25% makes that bigger. And inert materials filtering is up 6%, so where we've got inert materials, it's going to filter out the inert materials. And then the mining head we've got is going to give us minus 70 on the resistance, so the resistance goes down. And it's going to put the window size up by 105, 40%, and then 25%. So there's your modules there, 40% and then 105% on this. So this window has gone up big, but the fracture power has gone down because of this Helix 1 mining head. So what we want to do then is keep ourselves in this range here. And then what we're going to do is push up the power here by using Alt and rolling our mouse wheel. And then we'll get a green bar that comes up here. And we've got to keep it in this section here. And when this starts charging, it goes green, it will break the rock. If you've got any red in it, and when this thing's, the rock will explode and could cause damage to your ship. So be careful. If you've got red in this section, back away from it when this is about to blow. Or just try and wait for the move off your mine off it, and hopefully then the thing drops back down here, and this then takes off, and then this will slowly go off, but you can bring it back up and into it. Make sure you've got no red on there because it will damage the rock and you'll lose some materials. Or if you've got a lot of red, it will blow up and blow you up. This here means where we was talking about that minimum power, I think it was 650 or something was the minimum power. That's this. It's always on that minimum power. So you might find rocks where you're not putting any power in and this is going up, and what you'll have to do then is back up away from the rock until we get a stability in this. Once this is stable and it's not moving, then we can roll up that to bring this up here, and then once it's in here we roll it all back down to the minimum and it should stay there. That's how we work this out. So let's do this. And you press your right mouse button to change the mining head from fracture to collection. So let's do that. So let's start rolling. So we're going to use our left alt and start rolling. You'll see that intensity goes up there now. See it start going up now. Once we get into that green, we won't want it to go into that red, so we're going to scroll back and find the point where it just stays stable. If there's lag on the servers, which I think there may be, it may jump up in big chunks, and that's what we're talking about, the instability, the way it bounces up and down. That green charge level, that's your instability, the way that bounces up and down. So when you've got high instability on a mining head or something, that's what he's talking about, the way that bounces around. So the rock breaks up, and then we should have some purple chunks here then. And what we'll do is we'll scan, and once you've scanned it, then it stays scanned. Why is that pink? I've never had a pink one before. So that's 42% laranite, so 1 SCU of laranite there. And I know it's the SCU there because of this here. It tells me how many SCU it is, and then I work it out. So that's 4 SCU of titanium, which we don't want. 65% laranite there, so we're probably talking about 3 laranite there. So It's about 9 grand in that rock. Nope. And then 100% laranite there, 4 laranite there. So with that one, straight away, just take it out of the equation, right click, and just, oh, wrong one, that one, and just start extracting it. So that's that one. Let's start scanning some more of them. So that's two laranite in that one, and %100% titanium in that one. So we don't want that one. So we'll take the laranite from this because it's 2. You can't, obviously, you're still going to get the titanium with it, but we won't think of that. There's no point in taking the 100% titaniums. So this one is going to be about 3 titanium, laranite, sorry. And that one is 100% titanium. We don't want that. And that one is about 1 laranite in there. That. So we are about half full. We keep an eye here. This is the materials we've now got. So we've got 10, nearly 11 laranite. So we're talking 33 grand there in laranite. And then this stuff we won't mine, we won't refine. We'll just get rid of that. So that'll be waste. And so we've got 32 SCU and we're 15 full, nearly 16. So halfway. Now, if I do this, we have these bags on the side here, these 2 there and 2 this side. For some reason, they don't sell them, the bigger ones in the shop, but there is bigger ones. You can get on a mall bigger bags and you can change them bags. So the ones we've got there, you can use your tractor beam and change them. You can land in a hangar. I don't know if you guys know, but thanks for that, for telling me yesterday. When you're in a hangar, as long as you don't go past the line to the lifts and you're in the hangar bit, you can actually use your tractor beam inside the hangar itself. They took it away because people was misusing it, and then they brought it back in so people can actually change stuff in the hangars and take stuff out and that. So just for you guys to know that you can actually use your things in the hangar. So we've got some more hits. Let's have a look. Again, press V. So that's the 1720. So that's definitely going to be rocks there. 1720 should be rocks. See if we can get some more signatures we use to show you. That one is, so that one would be junk. Not junk as in, I mean salvage. You can salvage the stuff. So it's good to come out here with a salvage ship basically. So there's the rock there. So that's M on that. Get closer and let's read it. Remember to watch your speed, because many times I've gone smashing into rocks, as you'll see here. I'm getting close. Ah, oh, not that close.
That's probably just a tad too close. A little bit. You might want to pull back a little bit.
Oh my god. So that's me smashing into a rock. And so what we've got here is Taranite. So there's 16 SCU and titanium. So we don't want the titanium, obviously. We know that. And we don't want the inner materials. But the Taranite, if I bring my thing across again, Taranite is worth 7,500 per unit. So definitely want to pick up some of this Taranite. And so if there's 16 SCU of Taranite, that means, and 16 SCU of cargo in this rock, half of it, or just under half of it, is Taranite. So you're going to get 8 lots of Taranite, or probably 7 lots of Taranite. So 7 lots of 7 grand is going to be a big haul. But hopefully we break up the rock so that we can get chunks of Taranite rather than chunks of Taranite and titanium. So let's do it. So we're going to get close again. We're going to get up to this optimum here where this will turn green. Not too far. Don't go past that unless you really need to. Try and keep it in the green where it's optimum. And change our back to fractal mode and then fire. And you'll see now that green marker's going up. And so for me, that green marker is stable at this point. Where we're the distance we are, that green marker is stable. So what we can do now is roll up. And as this starts rolling, going up faster, you'll see it starts going up faster the faster we go up. We don't want all that, so we want to bring it straight back down to make it stable. So we found the distance at where it's stable first. And then we'll bring it back down to that because that's the minimum, and it will stay stable there because we found that stability early on. So like now I'll bring that down and that should stay stable there now. If it does get too close to that, we'll pull back a little bit and start letting it drop like it's doing now. So just be aware if you get too close to that red, the rock will blow up if you've got red when it actually finishes the charge. But we are good there. We did good. Let's change our laser so we don't end up blowing up a rock by mining it. Fracturing it, should I say. And let's start scanning. So what we're going to be looking at is the high Terranite. So that's got 1 Terranite in that. And the reason I scan them all first is just in case we get 100% Terranites. We'd rather pick them up first before committing to picking up titanium or anything like that. So we don't want the titanium. And it's good when you get big chunks of that because it means there's going to be less in the other rocks. So 95% Terranite. So there's going to be over 2 Terranite in that one. Definitely going to be taking that. (51% Terranite). So there's half a Terranite in that one. And then there's 2, so there's 1 Terranite in that one. And this may be a full 100% Terranite. 11% Terranite. So we'll take that one, this big one here first, which is 3 SCU, and it's pretty much all Terranite. And then we'll pick the next one. That's titanium. We don't want that one. That's got 1 Terranite in it, so we'll take that. And then 1 Terranite in that. And then there's 1 Terranite in that. And then there's half a Terranite in that. So we've got 7 Terranite, so it's close to the 8 like I was saying. So 7 times 7.5 grand was what we just picked up there. Now we've got, so that's all titanium, we don't want that. We've only got 4 SCU of space. So for me, there's no point in keep looking for rocks. We might as well just go and take this and cash it in. Not cash it in, but do what we need to do. So, and this is the beauty about doing it near the space station. Too close, obviously. Just be careful with the rocks and stuff. Use your scan to see them. Let's call for... Whoa. And what I'm going to do is, you don't have to do this. You can land and do whatever you need to do. But I'm just going to go and look for the outer bays. I think there's one here. So I can land outside basically. Get our landing gear down. That's where we're going. Don't know if we're underneath it. I think we might be. Someone's got a vulture there, it looks like. And I'll just land here. And this is the beauty about doing it near the space station, is you're close to it. So in an emergency, if you're getting attacked, you can get back quick into the armistice zone, and then the guns here will protect you. Or once you full up, you don't have these big trips to go back to. Turn engines off.
Powering down systems.
And so basically we're back at base real quick. So this is why I think this is best. And what we're going to be looking at is, once we refine this as well, you've got to also remember you're going to lose some when you refine it, and that's what we're going to go through now. Oh, I didn't realise I didn't have my helmet on. Don't do what I did. Make sure you have an helmet on. That's one of the main things I used to do when I was first starting out. God, I'm so silly sometimes, mate. If you haven't got an helmet on, go into an hangar and you won't get that. What I just had there. I was lucky. I was very lucky there. And what I will suggest you do now. So when you land on a pad, you can't put your ship away. So don't worry about that. But what I would suggest you do here now is go into your hospital. I'm going to get a room because I need it now. Room 4. But I would come here and set your regen point as here, so that if you do die, at least you would have come back to this place. You would have another one of these boxes which says transfer imprint, and at least that way then you would have spawned back here if you did die. So we're looking for 4. It's going to be in here. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's also storage here, or there was storage here. Don't know what they've done with it now. But there's different storages. You have a storage in here. As well as in the normal, where the other places are. But for some reason it's not showing it here. I don't know if they're working on that, but there's 2 separate storages. One here in the hospital area and one in the where you get your ships and all the rest of the station. So there we go. There's some sort of desyncing going on, or some sort of lag, because I can tell with like the way things are not happening proper. It's not smooth. It's not been smooth. Same with the mining. It's not been smooth. So what we're going to do is come down here now to the refinery. And while we're here, I'm going to bring over my other screen again. As you see there. And what I'm going to look at, I'll put this cheat sheet thing in the description section. But it's the mining cheat sheet, and it looks at the different lasers and what they do, and the good and bad of the lasers and where you can buy them. So if you want to buy the one I've got, the Helix one, this is all the stuff about it and where you can buy it. And then the mining modules the same. So if you want certain mining modules, what they do and where you can buy them. The gadgets that I was talking about that you put on the rocks, I don't do that much. I know there is some people that do. Then you've got the different types of what you'll get price wise when you sell it. And then this is hand mining. And then locations of where you might likely, but this is more into the science of it. And I think when you start getting into this stuff, you end up losing time because you're trying to search out certain things. And I think there's one down here. I was thinking there was one that tells you, maybe it's not in here, maybe it's, I'll find it and put the link in the description. And what it is it tells you the good and the bad of the different refining that we're going to go to now. But to be honest, take a look at them all yourself and gauge that. There's two that I use mainly, and one of them is it gives you the best yield because it takes away some of it when you sell it, you see, when you refine it. So it gives you the best yield, and then and not as much time, or best yield and a lot of time, but then you're paying a little bit more for the service. Now, so this is where you go if you want to just sell the ore. So we've got the, what have I got on there? What? What? I can sell my Quantanium fuel. Ooh, that's good. So I've got 1 million Quantanium fuel. Oh no, I've got 1 Quantanium fuel and 10 ammonia. And no commodities on my Taurus. Right, so I've got my prospector here. And then obviously this tells me what I've got in the different things. So I've got titanium ore, laranite ore, taranite ore, and inert materials. Now I could sell these if I wanted. I could sell some of these if I wanted. If I click sell to refiner, you can't like choose separate ones. You have to sell the whole lot. You have to sell the whole lot. You can't just sell individual ones. So if you wanted to do that, you just didn't want to have to wait and refine it. We're looking at, for our hauler, 36,000 for our hauler. So it's not too bad for like a 15-minute journey. But the best thing to do is to actually refine it. So you see I've got 4 complete work orders here because I've been doing this. And what we're going to do is we're going to select our location, which is the prospector. And we're not full because there's no point in going full. And then we've got almost 3 is inert materials that we don't want. And then this stuff is refinable. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a work order. And we're not going to take the inert materials, and we're not going to take the titanium, but we've got 8 titanium, and we've got 10 laranite and 7 taranite. So we're going to do the laranite and the taranite. And like I said, if I get a quote here, and the first quote is on this Cormac method, it's going to be 30 minutes. But if I add in the titanium and get a quote, it's going to be 32 minutes. So it's up to you if you want to do that, because you're going to get about 5 grand if you're lucky from that. So it's up to you whether you want to do that, because it's going to take space up on your ship. Now, if you go to something like a Caterpillar, then it's all right doing that stuff. But like I say, it's just taking extra time. So you've got these different methods here. And go through them, and I'll put the link in the description for the page that describes all these. And what you have is you have 3 factors on it. You've got time, yield, and money cost. So the time it takes, the yield, and then how much it's going to cost you. So if I go back to the Carrack one and get a quote, it's going to say, it's saying here, from this 10 laranite here, it's going to give me 6 back. On nearly 11 laranite, it's going to give me 6 of them back. And this taranite is going to give me 4 of them back. It's going to be 30 minutes, so it's very, very quick, and it's going to cost me 8,400. So you try all the different methods. We'll get a quote on that one. That's going to give me a real good yield of both, almost full. But it's going to cost me 25 grand. And so if we're thinking this taranite is going to give us 7,000 per unit, and we're going to get 6 units back, that's 7,000 times 6 is going to be 24 times 2. So 48. We're going to get 48 from that. So it's more than not going to pay for itself. And then the laranite on top of that, which is I think 3,000 or close to 3,000. So we're going to get close to 30 grand from that. So the laranite itself will pay the cost of that, and then we'll get the profit from that. So it depends on whether the time you want, the cost you want, and the yield you want. And so the 2 that I go for is either the ferron or the Dinix. The Dinix is the most yield, like this, the same as the other one, but it costs a lot less. It's going to cost us 20 grand less, but it's going to take 24 hours. So it's 20 hours more. So is that 20 hours worth the extra 20 grand or whatever it was? That's what you've got to look at on that. And, oh, let's go back. It does that when you spend too long. Back to the prospector. And then we'll go, no, we're not looking at that. What we're doing, we're going to start a work order. And again, we're going to do the Laranite and the Terranite. And so that's the Dinix one. I either do the Dinix or the Ferron. So the Ferron we'll look at. It should give us a good yield again. But it's going to cost us 8,000 and it's going to take 8 hours. Now, for me, that's not bad. That's not bad because the Dinix one was 4,000 for the same yield. But it's going to take 18 hours more, something like that. For the sake of $4 grand. It's definitely not worth the extra time on that. So for me, unless you're going to go away for 20 hours or whatever, that's fine. But for me, if you're just working around and you're going to be on for a few hours, then definitely look here at maybe the Ferron, because it's going to cost you 8 grand, which is going to be basically one of your Terranite and then the rest of its profit. Also, the other thing to look at here is when you're doing these is different space stations have different specializations, and I think that might actually be in the list. Let me have a look. Minor modules, refined oil prices. No, it's not there. So again, that'll be in the other link where it will show you the pros and cons of each space station. Oh, is it here? Oh yeah, here there is the bonuses here. So you've got the different bonuses, and I think we're at Crew L1 or something like that. So there's your bonuses and your thingies of that, and so that's up here. So if we have any Bexatel, it's going to be -6%. Any iron is going to be up. Any corundum is going to be up. 6% down on the gold. Titanium 1% down. Laranite is down 8%. So you're getting less yield basically on it. And then the beryl and the Hephaestonite. So just keep an eye on that as well on your bonuses. But for me, like I said, as a new player, there's no point in worrying too much about that stuff. Get into mining and the mechanics of mining first, and then start looking at the science of it more. Because I think it's just going to be overwhelming if you're trying to apply science to it. Whereas with me, I just point and click. I go out the space station, find the rock, mine the rock if it's got any of the top 4 tiers in, like I was talking about. Top 2 tiers in, sorry. Let me bring that up again. No. The top 2 tiers, so any of the top 2 tiers. So Quantanium obviously is a given if you get that, but any of the top 2 tiers is if the rock's got any of these in it in the top 2 tiers and Quantanium, I'll mine it. If it doesn't have any of, if it only has a lot of this in it, I won't mine it. So that's how I work it basically. So let's get into getting this job done. Spent a lot of time talking about it. And prospector, start work order, and I will do the Ferron, and I'm going to do the Laranite and the Tyranite, get the quote. It's going to cost me 8,400. It's going to take 8 hours, and we'll do that. Boom. And that now will be working away here. And at any time you can end that. you can just select a storage option like your Taurus or whatever and just take whatever it's done here, and you can keep an eye on here how much has been done. So we're going to get 6 Terranite and 8 Laranite. And then here I've got almost 4 gold here, 5 gold with that added in. I've got some more Terranite here, some more 5 Terranite here as well, and some Bose here. And some more gold here, and some more titanium here, and some, see I did the titanium there, and I don't know why I did the titanium. And some Hephaestonite here, 16 Hephaestonite, and that's worth like 3 grand per unit of that. And I've got Corundum, which is 300, so I shouldn't really have done that. I didn't need that one. And I've got the Laranite here, again, which is 3,000 per unit. So the Corundum and the titanium I shouldn't have done. So I didn't need to. And what you would do then is you'd pick like the Taurus shape here, and you'd say, right, we've got 174, and this is going to take 7 units here. So we'll collect that, collect. Collect that, collect. And then that's the one that's being done at the moment. And then we go into that one, storage, collect that, collect. And then we've got the last one, collect that, and collect. So we're just left with this one, which is going to take 8 hours to do. And on this one, I say like we're going to have 6 lots of. Let me just quickly sort that out. So we're going to have 6 times 7.5 plus, which is 45 grand, and then we're going to have 8 times 24. So we're going to have about 70 units, 70,000, sorry, 70,000 from this load here. So we'll leave that doing, and what I'll do is I'm going to go and grab my ship, and I'm going to head down and sell this. Now what you can do is just wait around and sell it, but I'm going to go and sell it and just show you that side of it, and I'll come back and get that another time.
Welcome to the aUEC vehicle retrieval system.
So there's the Taurus. You have to make sure that you have your ship here.
Has been delivered to the following
Ring of 5.
location. Please visit
By the way, for these ones, if you're trying to get on there, it won't let you on. So you see a lot of people and then end up jumping over, running over. All you do is just walk onto this side and it walks on. Just for those people that maybe didn't realise it. So let's turn my torch on because I'm going to go and look at this cargo. And there's all the cargo there. Doesn't fill it up, but there we are. There it is. There's all our cargo. That's all what we've mined. What I mined yesterday. I did a couple of runs yesterday. And so that's the jobs I did. So the job we've got on currently is going to get about 60 to 70,000, and we paid 8,000 for the job. So we're going to earn about 60 grand, round about 60 grand profit. Turn engines on. Turn ship on. Turn ship on.
Starting pre-flight protocols. All systems operational.
Request takeoff.
Requesting clearance.
You are clear to launch.
Stand
Power shields.
by. Maximizing shields.
Retract landing gear.
Retracting landing gear.
Power shields. Done that.
Maximizing shields.
I'm letting my shields get up. Something wrong with my weapons for some reason, I don't know. It's just a bug that seems to happen now and then. Let's go.
Please prepare to disembark.
So let's go and sell this stuff, guys, over at the TDD, over there, the Strauss building. So that's the hospital over there. This is the hubs where you normally start when you start on this bomb. And then you've got a shop over there, which has got clothes and guns and stuff like that. And then that's the hospital. And then over there is where you can go and rent and buy ships, like the C2 and stuff like that. And there's the shop over there. Yeah, man. So let's see what we've got with the runs that I did yesterday. Choose the Taurus. And so we've got 56 load, basically. So Terranite and gold are going to be the two big ones. So I think we had 4 loads, so we probably spent about 40, well, probably about 30k on the refine. So we definitely made our money back. So 79, or is 79 for that. And then the Terranite, 46. So we're at 123. 123, yeah. Something like that. Titanium and corundum we didn't really need to do. 123, so 169. $180. $208. And then the 2 that we didn't really need to sell. 210. It's up to you if you want to do these ones. If you've got a ship and you're not going to fill it up, then. So we made about 211, 212 grand altogether on that. And then we've got the stuff up at the top. That's refining now, which is probably about another 60, 70 grand. So we probably made close to 300 grand, and it probably cost us about 40,000. So we made about 250,000 profit on that. So that's a quick guide for new players on what I call point and click mining. Having your miner, going out, just pointing in any direction, finding some rocks. As long as it's got some of the top 2 tier stuff in, mining it, going back, refining it, and just doing that, rinse and repeat. And you saw there, I made 300 grand. it was easy to do. So yeah, so that's my advice to new players. Don't worry too much about the science of it. Don't try and go searching for specific things like gold and gold and Terranite and Bexdale or whatever it is, and then Quantanium, because it's just hard to you're just going to be spending an hour to find one rock, and the profit's not going to be any better than, like, obviously if you get Quantanium, if you spent an hour getting a full load of Quantanium, then obviously you're going to earn some really good money, but you're going to be very, very lucky to find that. Whereas doing the point and clicking, you'll just come across it at some point. Like you saw there, I had Terranite and gold. I had a lot of Terranite and gold, which made, the chunk of the money that I earned. So yeah, so we hope you like that video, guys. If you do like that video, don't forget to take that point and tickle that like button for us. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe notification for more videos. We've just hit over 4,000 subs, and we are ecstatic about that. And yeah, absolutely amazing, guys. The community that you guys have got, absolutely amazing. And also check out that no nonsense music tips page that I've got going, that I've just started. If you're into music and into music production, should I say, music creation, mixing, mastering, any of that stuff, then I'm working on that channel to give some really good tips out. I've got 30 years in music business, and definitely putting some of my knowledge there would help some people out, especially new people. So yeah, so go and take a look at that. You'll see a link in the description, or if you look at our other pages in our profile, you'll see that as well. So yeah, so we all like that one, guys, and we'll see you guys out in the verse.